This is not just a usual Monday. This is a very special Monday morning. That day we have GITEX commencing. We had Expand North Star inaugurated yesterday. This is possibly the largest convergence of tech companies and startups in the Middle East assembling in Dubai. A warm welcome to all of you. I'm Sibi Sudhakaran. I humbly, proud to say that we started Startup Middle East along with 5 of my team members right after India Pavilion Expo. That's when we started our journey. This program today is the welcome program in a way for a 5-day immersion program, 5 events that we have started, which is today's India Startup Forum. Evening, we have a flagship major event, which is Pitch Dubai, a marathon pitching session, which is 3.5 hours. Then we have exposure visit to Sharjah tomorrow. And then we have Dubai Silicon Oasis on 18th, where we have soft landing seminar. And Mr. Faisal and ADGM management has been kind to host us on 19th, which is after we conclude with Expand North Star. On 19th morning, we will be visiting ADGM in Abu Dhabi. So a very warm welcome to all of you. I am really happy that this time at Expand North Star, we have 200 plus startups who have come from India, which is, as our tagline says, it is prowess of the fastest growing startup ecosystem. And thanks to the state governments of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, we have Nikunj here, Mr. Parvez here, we have Ashok and Prajit. Thanks to them that we are hosting the largest possible delegation of 114 startups registered with us in this program. So a big round of applause to all of you. This is indeed a great honor that Startup Middle East got an opportunity to host all of you. I remember first day of 11th class, grade 11th, one of our teachers, Raman Moses, I still remember, he's now the principal of one of the boarding schools in Ooty. The first lecture he started was an introduction of accounts subject. And you might remember that the first topic he took up was the types of accounts, real account, nominal account. And the example that he took is that, though the person who starts an enterprise, may have a lifetime, but he took an example of Jamshedji Tata in Tata Group. He said an enterprise which is built on right value system and a right foundation lives beyond a lifetime of a person. So he said that, the person may have, a limited time on this earth, but if an enterprise built in a right manner with a right foundation value system lasts for eternity, and, it continues to serve society, nation, over and above individual aspirations. So what I feel, as David Rubenstein says that the highest man calling is equity, I say the highest man calling is starting an enterprise and building a business. So I think this convergence of entrepreneurs is all about celebration. That's what entire Dubai is celebrating. The is having an opportunity, a vision, a right ecosystem, and building a momentum with sheer hard work. One of the persons who has been very helpful for me in building this enterprise Startup Middle East is Mr. Ghanimal Falasi. He is my elder brother, savior, mentor. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. It's with him that, he gave us home. Where we are housed, G71, is something which he invited me to, just come be here. And that has become where we have been operating for the last 18 months. This entire program today is all about the government's role in building this ecosystem, right? We have for all of you, we have Investors Connect in the evening. Then we have exposure visits and, lot of networking with HNIs and investors. But this is all about, the government's policies, the framework that they support us, the ecosystem with. So we, again, are, I'm really happy that Mr. N. Rajiv, the Managing Director of ESPA, is here. Again, a big supporter of all the activities that we do. Never to say, few of you who know, my sister Alka is here. She is again, somebody, a person who has been like a rock behind me. Parvez sir is here. Welcome all of you to this first program. I had an opportunity to meet CG sir last week. He joined on Tuesday. And we invited him for this session, but then he's conveyed his regards. He said it's just 4 days very close for me to come and make a valuable contribution. So he conveyed his regards. Last year we had the Council General sir addressing and opening the session. So this year he said that, it's been just 4 working days for me, give me some more time. And then he has extended all his support and greetings to all of you. Yesterday we also had Mr. KP Hussain sir inaugurating the India Central Kerala Pavilion. So that was another kickstart to this entire program. Now, to start with today's panel session, we have another good friend of mine, a mentor, whom again has been very close associate for me for the last almost 2 years now. And I'm really proud that he has accepted to spare some time as an advisor with Startup Middle East. So I will first welcome Paneer Selvam sir, who is also the moderator of the session today, to please come on stage. Can I have the mics also, please? Yeah, mics ready. Next, I would welcome Mr. Faisal Al Mansouri, Senior Vice President, New Age Finance, Abu Dhabi Global Market Authority. Welcome you, sir. A big round of applause to Mr. Ghanim Al Falasi, Senior Vice President, Entrepreneurship and Ecosystem, Dubai Silicon Oasis. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome. Now may I welcome Mr. Ashok Panjikaran, again a great friend, somebody who has been helping all of us, and he is leading the largest delegation of 50 startups. And this is the 8th year when they are present at GITEX. So all kudos to Ashok. May I now welcome Mr. Shivakumar Palniswamy. Please welcome, sir, Senior Vice President, Startup, Tamil Nadu. Again, 32 startups delegation led from Tamil Nadu. And we have started very closely working. A big round of applause to all our speakers, and over to you, Paneer sir. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, CB, and I wish Startup Middle East from kind of go strength to strength from here on. And thank you, and very good morning to all of you who are present here. A warm welcome to the India Startup Forum, and a special welcome and a sense of gratitude for my panelists today. In the paucity of time, I think you know this gentleman, so I'm not going to spend more time on introduction, but the objective of this panel is essentially to understand 2 parts. The first part is to see how the whole UAE ecosystem or UAE as a country provides what kind of opportunities and how this could be the real hub of innovation and entrepreneurship, and especially from the Indian startup perspective. I think we have 2 gentlemen from Mr. Faisal and Mr. Ghanim to share on their views on that topic. And from the Indian ecosystem perspective, I think Ashok and Shiva would share what really Indian startups should look at and build this capability to come into the UAE market and use this as a stepping stone for the global success. That's something that the UAE definitely offers. So it's been about, briefly about my first trip to Dubai was in 2000. That's about 23 years back. And I've been fortunate to see the ecosystem evolve in the last 10, 15 years in a wonderful manner and become far more vibrant. And I think I can say hands down, this part of the world is now the most happening part of the world, right? In this context, if I may start with you, Mr. Faisal, if you can give us an overview of how the UAE startup ecosystem is evolving, and of course within UAE we know we have different regions, and all of them are how they are, making themselves ready for this startup from all across the world, and especially from the Indian subcontinent to come here and launch themselves.
Thank you very much. I think in the beginning, I'd say our leadership has really built a very, transparent regulation that positioned the UAE in a global context. It was all about, when I was in, traveling a lot, it was all about the funding in the UAE. But now it's the funding, it's the transparency of regulations that we have, that we built for startups, for institutions, for global players to position the UAE as their second home. From a startup area, you have a lot of growth companies that are looking at the UAE as a second home where they could expand, where they could have the right fundamentals from regulations, laws, to operate their business, in regards to top court systems in the UAE, top healthcare systems in the UAE, global players that the UAE invested to attract for the benefits of these foreign investors, for the benefits of the UAE nationals, to really be the place where you could consider safety is the first, then you've got all the infrastructure that the government invested in to really support in the business ecosystem here in the UAE.
Thank you. I think that's important. A lot of us, when a lot of startups when you want to go into an international market, the first what you call barrier or thought is actually the statutory compliance, what kind of regulations, rules. Thank you for clarifying that it's been eased a lot. I think that's wonderful. So, Mr. Ghanem, if I may come to you, you spoke about the UAE ecosystem, from the rules and regulations perspective. From a market perspective, how things have evolved and changed to be ready for the startups to come here and take on this market or from here?
Well, thank you very much. And in addition to what my brother Faisal was talking about, the stability, the location, the leadership, the foresight that we have in this city or in this country is really that the enabler of startup to come and choose UAE to be the focal point for their new ideation and new expansion. So all of us here, we know that the prestigious location of United Arab Emirates and the connecting countries around it is the enabler for the expansion there. Whether it's MENA or Africa, you reach all this area. The moment you have the UAE tag, the Dubai tag, you find that adaptability is happening very fast. People are buying the brand, and they know that you're coming from a legitimate source, as we talked about the compliance part here. Now, the other trend that I want to create is really UAE becoming the showroom of unity. We are here and we see how much, when we talk about showroom of unity, it's a unity of trade, unity of social relation, and really a respect of all nationality, the 200 nationality that is living in UAE, that gives the real image of UAE as the center of the world, really, because there is nowhere in the world that you have the 200 nationalities living in peace and harmony and open to any kind of collaboration and connection. So why we are here like this, as mentioned, we have very transparent leaders who sees the future. They don't have the ego part that keep them behind, and creating a 200 nationality showroom, excuse me to use the word showroom, because we are a resemblance for peace for the world. And this is what is reflected in UAE. This is the soft power that the management or the leadership wanted to make it. And I think all the turbulence that happened around us since long times, the 80s, the 90s, you can name it, still UAE been a unique destination. And you've been here since, you shouldn't brag about it. Magar tum Arabi nahi malum hai. I said, 20 years I'm here, 20 years. Itna Arabi nahi malum.
I am sorry.
By the way, I never went to India except when I was a child. Okay. The thing is, this is the place where you can test and attest your solution, your business idea. This is where you can be very close to the venture, you can be close to the regulator, and that will enable you to make your business fast, and you grow fast here, and you expand also. We give so many examples here, like Kareem, like Souk, like all those guys who started. And imagine, I work for Dubai Silicon Oasis, and it is the free zone of technology. Yet Kareem approached us for venture, and we rejected them in the beginning. Can you imagine that? Yes, my management regret, but what to do now? Now we start believing in everybody, so all you guys come to us. So we know one of you will have that breakthrough, unicorn solution for sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Karim. I think, I will definitely take that and we'll work on it. Having said that, I think it's important that we mentioned about the social fabric and the culture that kind of being evolved here is also equally important to embrace both innovation as well as a sense of inclusiveness, right? I think, thank you for that. If Ashok, if I could come to you. And I mean, you represent the Kerala startup ecosystem, and I think they play a very, you have a large number of startups who may be wanting to enter global markets, and I'm sure UAE is one of them. How are the Indian startups in the in the Kerala ecosystem especially looking at going global? What kind of thought process that they are, what are they expecting? How are they looking at UAE as a market, and what are their thoughts?
Thank you, PS. So specifically for Kerala, UAE is always the second home.
Absolutely.
And for the startups who are building good products, UAE is a good marketplace where they could scale globally. So what the startups usually look forward is one business, the next the investments. So the startups who we have selected are having good products, have started generating revenue, and now they have to expand to the global market. And Dubai or UAE is the best location where they could scale to across the world kind of thing. So in fact, we have a project called Startup Infinity. So first we thought of starting it at US, then Australia kind of, and Europe and UAE kind of thing. So we were trying to figure out where we should start kind of thing. So some told like, you have the Silicon Valley, you have the Bay Area, you have the US, all the unicorns kind of people. So we were not confident. We were very confident to start in UAE, and very fortunate we have started it at Generation 71. Thanks to you, sir. So for the startups who are coming to Dubai, primarily business and investment is what they are looking forward to. And I believe from since 2017, we have been bringing startups here for GITEX, and most of them have got good business and investment leads.
Good. Mr. Shiva, if I could come to you, in the, from again, you represent the another large startup ecosystem in the Indian market, which is the Tamil Nadu startup ecosystem. How I mean, again, as Ashok said, the Kerala UAE connection has been for decades, and how are the Tamil Nadu startups now looking at global outlook, and where does UAE stand in that perspective?
Sir, we see it is like most of the startups in Tamil Nadu see this is a launch pad for the world. It's like if they come here, they can launch pad, it will be a launch pad for them. As sir told, The brand of Dubai is gives them more mileage. It's for Europe, access to Europe market, Middle East market, and even American market. It's easier from here. So the strategic location and market access is one thing which will be there. And secondly, if you see, UAE is heavily leaning towards innovation and technology as part of their economic diversification. And that is conducive for startups, which is in smart cities field, green energy field, or agri-tech. So that will be easier for, and then there are many, it's a wealthy economy. There are numerous investors looking for a new ventures. So investment, strategic location, as well as leaning towards innovation and technology and conducive policies. And Sarah has told more than 200 nationals are there. If they are able to validate their product here, it means validation for the world. If any startup who comes here, if we are validated in Dubai, that is validation for the world. So from our perspective, that's what we see there.
Absolutely, Teshwa. Thank you. I think that's very important, interesting. It becomes a hotbed of innovation and also, kind of global validation. And I really like the thought that, to always look at, UAE as a gateway to the world for the Indian market, and, world via UAE to India, and India via UAE to the world. I think that will be a great kind of a thought process to keep. So, Mr. Faisal, if we can come to you, if you can help us understand from a little bit more specific initiatives that are in terms of the ease of business in this ecosystem, what are the things that the startup should look out for when they're really looking at UAE as a market, both in terms of being here for market as well as being here to launch themselves for the global outlook?
Let me maybe give the audience a better picture on, so that they could have a better picture on Abu Dhabi global market. And then I will deep dive on different incentive programs we have of that sort. So Abu Dhabi global market is a financial center located in Abu Dhabi. It is a jurisdiction which is an island that is called Al Maria Island. And anything on that island would the companies that would establish there would be under the direct application of English common law. So that's the foundation. Then you have 3 independent authorities that are the regulators within the island. You have the registration authority that registers and incorporates companies. Of course, you have, as a foreign company, the 100% ownership, but adding to that, you would also have 13 different entity types to choose from when it comes to structuring. Today, there is the possibility of structuring your company however you're used to structure it in Delaware in the States, under the FCA, under any other English common law jurisdiction. So it gives you these structuring possibility, and I will tap into the benefits of it on a later stage. But going back to the authorities, you have also the Financial Service Regulatory Authority that looks into authorizing and supervising financial firms. Today, ADGM is able to authorize anything from arranging and advising companies that will conduct that business up to a full-fledged bank, and exchanges too. So we have not only registered, but we have use cases. What is very interesting, and yes, the third authority is the courts. We have a full-fledged court that's headed by Lord Hopes out of the UK, and cases already has begun in the court. We have a list of 300 activities to choose from. We also have something that is a tool which is called a RegLab, which is a sandbox for fintechs to come, test, and develop their product, their financial product, under the regulator supervision. Today, say, for example, a client or a customer would come to us and can't find or can't be under one of these regulated activities or non-regulated, they would tap into the RegLab, which is a 2-year program. You don't need a physical presence. Test and develop your product, graduate from it with financial activity. What is very unique with us is our board has the power to enhance regulations. So say, for example, somebody in the RegLab, we saw as regulators that we would need to enhance our regulations. This is a possibility. So, and this sometimes takes months, years in other jurisdictions, and it is very fast with us. For the startup community, we have an incentivized cost of license. Our commercial license costs $10,300, but for tech startups, we reduced that to $1,000 for the first year and $1,000 for the second year, and then it jumps back to the recurring fees, which is $8,100. And that's all to support, as a regulator, to the ecosystem of the startups. And in regards to different incentives from the government, there are departments like Hub 71, that is a subsidiary of Mubadala, that have different cohorts and incentive programs that startups could tap into, including we have Abu Dhabi Investment Office, where they would support a lot of the growth companies, especially when they see substance is in Abu Dhabi. There are different investment and support from employees angle. So yeah, there is a lot of, today you think of ADGM as a platform, yes, for startups. You have the English common law, you have the different structures to use from and utilize from. Even if you want to later on have a plan of listing the company on an exchange. We have some examples that listed in Abu Dhabi Exchange and Tadawul in Saudi Arabia with a dual listing, companies that are registered in ADGM.
Amazing. I think that's very interesting. So you kind of always also covered from being not physically present there to start your actually your operations in Abu Dhabi and to going all the way to the listing of in Abu Dhabi. I think so you kind of give them a holistic growth path, right? Wonderful, sir. So, Mr. Ghanem, if I can come to you and help us understand, you also wear the hat of the DSO, and if you can help us, give us an overview of how Dubai has been looking at and how conducive, what kind of initiatives are there in Dubai for the Indian startup diaspora.
Well, yes, as you see, the Abu Dhabi is really with Dubai. They are all complementing each other. And the thing is, Dubai, they have more free zones. So they have more than 24 free zones here in a grouping that focus on different sectors. The Dubai Silicon Oasis is a business unit under the mother company, which is called the Dubai Integrated Economic Zone. So Dubai Diaz is really the custodian of 3 free zones. One is Dubai Silicon Oasis, and Dubai Airport Free Zone, and Dubai Commerce City. So they are all fall under Diaz. Now, to come to Dubai Silicon Oasis, again, it's not just a free zone, it's really a city within a city. It's a 7-kilometer area where we have a full integrated community from nursery to universities and hospitals, and more than almost 2,000 villas plus towers and all this. So in reality, this is an environment that is created to enable to create Dubai Sandbox, or the living lab for Dubai. Now we are converting this one. Dubai Silicon Oasis was chosen one of the main centers in Dubai for urban strategy to be the center of knowledge and innovation. DSO is surrounded by 22 universities, so that enable us to integrate with the big companies, with the startups, and with the student. And we create something that is called Quadruple Helix. With the community involved, we are running like a pilot projects. We invite companies to come and really run their unregulated solution to be run in the city with a geofence protection there to enable them to try their solution with the support of the government. Just like in Abu Dhabi also, we bring the regulator with us to really test with and attest the solution as a fast momentum. Again, just to explain the Rig Lab here, do you know that we have a Ministry of Possibility in UAE? So the Ministry of Possibility, it is really meant to be for new regulation. So the ministry, they will open a window with the approval of the board, approval from the board comes, and they will open a window for trial. It depends to which kind of regulation need to be introduced. So They try to accumulate all the requirement or request that comes into a window, and they will test it. If it works, then we'll accept it. So they don't give no from the beginning. So there is no Congress that will start fighting over a bill or anything. No. Here, we enable future sites, and we enable people to come up with ideas. That's on the federal level, the ministry's job. In the city level, we are with the Dubai Executive Office, we work together hand in hand, and we transform DSO to be the geofence city. So all the drones, the autonomous mobility, everything is happening there in coordination with the regulator. So if you have an autonomous bot moving in, like a Talabot now, it's running inside the city, delivering food, and still under observation between Talabat and the RTA and also the authority of DSO. So we overlook the whole thing, and then we give the full report to RTA to endorse this one and make it accessible in the city. So that's one example. Another example I like always to give is really about encouraging verticals of technologies. So, for example, 3D printing. We're trying to build a center of excellence now. We are building a full community there for 3D printing, from plastic to metal, including bones. Yeah, you like bones, huh? Okay. There is companies that comes from Ukraine that print bones now. And what we did is really including Dubai Health Authority. They give a permit called Sandbox Permit for them to engage with Al Faqih Hospital, which is inside DSO, to run trials to implant 3D printed bones. Any volunteers? No, okay. We are the first land pad for drones in the city. So we have, because we are geofence, we have all the drones delivery and all this happening within the land pad there. So in a nutshell, what we are trying to do is create DSO as a living lab, as a sandbox for your technology. Any kind of technology, you want to run it on experimentation level, we have 90,000 people there to try on them, okay? So it must be safe, okay? Thank you.
I'm not going to pick a bone with you, sir. Right. So thank you. I think the Ministry of Possibilities. I think it's probably the one of its kind in the world. I mean, I've not heard of. I've traveled a bit, and I've not heard of that anywhere. It itself shows the openness of this ecosystem to welcome innovation and be ready for the future through innovation. Thank you. Ashok, if I could come to you around what would be, I mean, you heard the gentleman say how the ecosystem here in Abu Dhabi and Dubai is shaping up. How do you think our startups are ready to, how ready are our startups from Kerala to, or India for that matter, to really, kind of leverage this openness, leverage this market? How ready are they?
Specifically on Startup Mission, so we have a program called Global Exposure Program. So wherein we take startups to different parts of the world. GITEX is also one similar event. So this is an exploration for the startups to understand what is happening in Dubai. So how, as Sir mentioned, how welcoming the region is for the startups. This will give an idea for them whether they should start the operations here to build the product or to scale product from Dubai. Also, in line with that, to match that, we also started the Startup Infinity program. So it's a 3 months free space available for anybody coming from India, also from Kerala, to house your startup there. You can you can see the ground here, how your product works. There will be matchmaking made available in these centers. We have a partner, very good partner, Startup Middle East. Sibi is the partner here, and he will be licensing with multiple people, understand your product, see your product fit best to which industry, and he will help you to scale that accordingly. So once you understand that, it's very easy for them to, it's a confidence which is given to each of the startups to scale in another part of the world. And that's one of the major programs we are trying to help the startups from India.
Absolutely. I think the best way to test it out is be there and engage, right? I think, Shiva, if I could come to you, again, in terms of, Ashok mentioned about the programs that they are really helping them to get here. How ready are the Tamil Nadu startups to explore it or explore this opportunity of what the UAE startup ecosystem offers or the UAE as a market offers?
Sir, this year we are planning to launch a global coordination center in Dubai through Startup Middle East. So as similar as Ashok said, it is like the startups can come here, they can have an workspace in Middle East, and they can explore for 1 or 2 months, and then they can come back. And we have several programs where the airfare and other things are subsidized for the startups. So there are few programs where startups can avail the benefits. They can come here, they can exhibit the products here, and then we can do. One is Dubai, and another in Singapore also we are planning for Switch. We are also taking some of the startups. So we are trying to give a global immersion program, but our first priority and first global coordination center, we are going to have it in Dubai.
Great, thank you. I think that's very important to have the kind of a facilitation support, kind of help them bridge these two markets, right? I think, Mr. Faisal, my last set of questions to the panelists, if I were to ask you, you've seen the Indian startups come here, you've been part of this ecosystem. Tell us 2 or 3 things that these startups should keep in mind in terms of when they enter the UAE market, what should be their expectations, what they should plan to do when they're here in the first few months. Give them a sense of, in a way, do's and don'ts to kind of be more, have a better shot of success in the UAE market, sir.
I think it's very important for them before coming to the UAE to have, what is their company's goal today. They have to really, outline that, because usually when clients or customers, companies come to the UAE, they get very confused, especially given that there is a lot of licensing, a lot of regulators. So they really need to know what exactly is their goal. Is their goal today to consider UAE as a bridge for getting more investments or capturing, for example, the example I gave, listing is their main goal. So today, maybe if it was that, there are specific jurisdictions that they need to be in, given the laws, regulations, and different structures possible for them to utilize. Like today, we have examples even of companies that were registered within our jurisdiction and then listed on NASDAQ, US. Maybe that is their goal today. And we have a company called Anghami that did that. And it was registered in Abu Dhabi, and that really shows you, the jurisdiction itself, how globally recognized it is. So I think they really need to know what is their goal and who are their clients today that they want to cater to.
Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on its head. The purpose, the reason why you looking at and exploring another market is very, very important. Mr. Ghanem, if I could come to you, the wisdom that you have and the amazing experience that you bring, what do you think startups should expect when they enter the Dubai market per se? Or your words of, I wouldn't call it.
It's not about Dubai market only. It's because it's about the idea that they are pursuing. Are they cut and paste, or they have a genuine, innovative idea that really has a huge potential? Second is really about the team that you are building and the team that can sustain to be expanded to Dubai and come here. Third is really, as Faisal was saying, is study the market before you move. So it's not about just dropping yourself into a new market. Yes, we have similarity between UAE and India, and we are waiting for the train to come also, so hopefully soon. But still, the idea is about what are the challenges mainly here. We are 10 million people only, and we have, like in Dubai, we have every year we have around 30,000 new startup license in the mainland, not in the free zones. So if you multiply that with the free zones also. So it's very much a small, challenging environment. So those who have that first idea, the stamina, that they can survive for a while. So if you don't have your cash flow for 1 year, don't come to Dubai, okay? That's the minimum. I'm not saying don't go to Abu Dhabi. They might give, they give fund there, no problem. But it's really very challenging to move without understanding. My recommendation, you can do 5 days, if you don't know about UAE, do 5 days soft landing. Come, try, test the water here and see that is it the right place for you. There's certain people here who can help you with running a short dosage of business in UAE. So that will be maybe helping you to say, okay, I will come spend 3 days and learn more about the environment here, then I will make up my mind. Just don't dive directly to the sea, okay? Thank you.
I would
Yeah,
like to
please.
I would like to add something from my experience and what I've been seeing through companies that are coming. I think India has a very head start in regards to startups that are there. They have the population to really test and develop this. But once they're in their growth stage, I think it really makes sense for them to look at jurisdictions like the UAE. Especially, me personally, I do workshops with different institutions like First Abu Dhabi Bank in Abu Dhabi, where I would let them tap into different companies or startups in our jurisdiction. And especially, when companies, that comes from India with that population, they test it and develop it a lot, and it is a quick win for them to come and present it to these financial institutions in the UAE.
Very valid. I think, bring a product that has already been tested out and then you can definitely deploy it much faster here. Thank you, Mr. Faisal. Ashok, if I can come to your concluding remark again, in terms of readiness and what should startup founder or a startup should look at when they are venturing into a market like UAE?
If you look at most of the Indian startups, so now most of the unicorns are setting shops in Dubai, primarily on the investment part, bringing more investment kind of thing. That's one thing. So any startup who have a good product and started earning some revenue, Dubai should be a good market to explore the world. That's one of my take. Also, we are also trying some sort of virtual experience zones kind of thing, wherein some sort of online demo days can also be placed with different ecosystem players. So you need not have to travel. You just try to understand what's happening in Dubai. Also trying to explore different organizations who have good problem statements, which can be, if there are good startups working over there, they can also, if everything went well, they can travel here. That kind of activities are also, we are trying it out. So the startups should have a good product, should start earning some sort of revenue. If it's a research-oriented product or technology-based product, there need not be the revenue part. For the funding also, you can be part of this ecosystem. That's what I believe.
Thank you. Shiva, if I could hear from you on a similar lines, from a Tamil Nadu startup ecosystem context, what they should keep in mind when they're exploring here?
I feel it is like the products they make and then the service they do. It's like the market in Tamil Nadu is different, and then market in UAE is different. So they have to customize, innovate, and then reiterate the products and services so that the products and services are applicable here. And as Sir has told, that sandbags for fintechs were there, 23 free zones were there. It's like if they explore on those sites, it is like what are they offering? And as open innovations is more over here. And if they explore what is there, and where their problem statements are. And if they do work on that, instead of diving into the sea directly, if they just explore and then if they do some work, market research and then some work on it, I think that will be great. It's like customize and innovate is most important when it comes to expand here. Thank you.
Wonderful. I think that's a very wonderful set of thoughts. I mean, to kind of briefly summarize in a nutshell, know the purpose why you are entering into a market like this, and more importantly, have a product that has been tested out in the market like India, which may in terms of technology or scalability, and as Mr. Ghanem mentioned, come in, test the waters here, and get a flavor of what is happening, how relevant this market is for you, and start working with the player, stakeholders here. And thank you, Shiva. I think it's more about adapting to the new markets that you're going in and innovating and being ready for adapting. And last but not the least is come at a stage that is growth and early stage. Don't come in too early, don't come in too late. It's like you need to know when exactly to enter the right market. So with that, I thank the entire panel on the dais. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and time and your words of wisdom, and really thank you so much. A big round of applause for the panelists here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. By that time, we distribute the aeroplanes for those who know the closing ritual of ours. So, does anyone have any question? We don't have time, but in the positive, we can have one. Okay. No questions? Whom do we want to ask to? Mr. Ghanem, he's the one who has to rush out immediately. Can we quickly have the aeroplane circulated, please? Just one question, yeah.
I'm Anil. I have a question. Like since last 3 years, I can say that Middle East is focusing a lot on the IT and technology side. So we being an IT-based company, focus on the IT-based companies in the other countries or in India. Now, what is the next 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years plan for the Middle East? Like, is the country focusing more on the developing the IT ecosystem, tech ecosystem? What's the take on that? This is a quick question.
Well, I think you should see that we are living on a 10x environment. Our leadership always encourages us to move fast forward. We have really a department that focuses on foresight. And we are already in RIT University in Silicon Oasis. We are teaching this as a master degree, foresight degree. So it is demanded by the government also. So now all the adaptation that happened, it moved in a very fast momentum. As Faisal was saying also, the regulatory is behind it. So like the blockchain, the cryptocurrency, the metaverse, all this been adopted in a very fast momentum here. And we are looking into, last week we had the AI summit also, and that was also moving toward more regulatory purposes and defining the potential of AI for the government and for the companies here. So what you feel here is that the leadership, they are very much excited about the technology and the adaptation is happening. This is the only place I see there is an AI ministry moving around in Emirates Towers, and you can meet him regularly. So our minister, a young guy, he barely past the 30 years, and you can really communicate with him and talk about that. Now, the thing is, we will not see UAE reaching to the space and trying to go to the moon. I know you did it before, after us, but it's not our fault, okay? We don't speak Japanese. But that shows, and it's a good indicator how much, yes, we are UAE, but we are, with the size of adaptation, we are competing with the big countries also. So this is to answer that, yes, we are very much agile and really growing very fast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. With that, I'm really grateful to all our speakers. Just 2 minutes for the closing ritual. I would request all of you to please come here. So as I said, the highest calling of mankind is building an enterprise. So we have a closing ritual where in this closing, where we fly the aeroplanes. You know, all of us know we have played around with paper planes, but this represents our aspirations, you know. This is still young and this is still flying. So I would request all of you to come forward. This is the Instagram moment for all of us to share. And I am really thankful to the entire team, my team, everyone here. Where is our birthday boy today? Nidin? Where is Nidin? So it's Nidin's birthday, so I would want him to come forward. For all of you who know Nidin, it's Nidin's birthday. So let us have Nidin in the front flying the... Is it... Mani sir, is it okay or do you want it? If you can little push back. You'll have to give little room for the photographers. Ma'am, you can come this side, please. Try to be in the center. Please come. Is this okay? So Mani sir will say, can I have one? Can I have one? Thank you so much, everyone. We will all reconvene at 4 o'clock today evening. I must thank Ashok, Prajit, and Kerala Startup Mission, who are the sponsors of this session, and ecosystem partners for the entire SIP, the exposure visit. We have Huddle, which is happening on 16, 17, and 18th in Trivandrum. All of you are most welcome to join us at Huddle as well. I will share the registration details with everyone in the group. So can we have the... And also for everyone, we have a bus, 2 buses arranged to dropping you off at the Expand North Star venue. So Subhan, my friend, is here. Our colleague, he will assist you. There are 2 buses arranged for all of you to drop off at Expand North Star. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead and see you all in the evening. Thank you so much. Thank you.